Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachach Chodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, who still rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth. All right, pushing His word in humility and sincerity. And I'm going to show a video, and this video is a prime example of why the Most High, Yahweh, gave us the commandments, gave his friend Moses, his servant Moses, the commandments, the law, okay? Because it teaches us how to govern ourselves and how to alleviate a chaotic situation, okay? And this is a prime example why the Lord, he said that there is no wickedness like the wickedness of a woman. Let's get that. Because this is absolutely ridiculous. And the woman in this video, if this was the ancient world, she would be stoned to death. She would be put to death, okay, for what she did to this man. And this is ultimately a product of the curses and how the Lord set the Israelite woman, the black, Hispanic, Native American woman, against the black, Hispanic, and Native American man, and vice versa. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 13. It says, "Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, which is the mind." Okay, so really what's the worst possible plague that you could have is to lose your mind, to lose your mental faculties. That's the worst thing that could ever happen to you. It says, "Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman." And like I said, I'm going to show this video, man, that the brother Khadash has sent me. And I pretty much I just woke up, but that shit made me mad. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 7. "The wickedness of a woman changeth her face." That's not what I want. Verse 19. "All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her." And you could tell this man is not living according to Yahweh Shemiah Shai. So the Lord let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. It said that a wicked woman shall be given to a wicked man. But pretty much what's going on in this video. Let me see.
We gonna clean up.
It says, "Father rejects apology after being falsely accused of molesting his own daughters." So this woman was raising her daughters in the lie that they were raped by their father, man. And the whole time it wasn't true. The whole time she made it up. And this is why the scriptures speak about 2 or 3 witnesses. Because she could have literally destroyed this man's life. It never went to the police, I'm assuming. But it could have. And then you would have another Israelite man locked up for nothing. This is Deuteronomy 17:6. "At the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death, but at the mouth of 1 witness shall he not be put to death." Why? Because you have people who just get up and lie. At the mouth of 1 witness, he shall not be put to death. And you got people that believe anything that they hear. If it comes from one man, they just believe it. They just believe it. "Oh, I just had a dream. My dream is coming back to me. I just had a dream. We was having spiritual conversations. I don't know if it was prophesying or what, but I brought out that Proverbs 1. I don't know where it's at. Not Proverbs 1, Salaki. But I brought out that proverb where it said, 'A simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings.' I said that in my dream. This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 16. "Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor." Exodus 23:1. "Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand to the wicked to be an unrighteous witness." You see? And it's spiritual because you're going to hear what the man said. The very last words that the man said was spiritual. Deuteronomy 5:20. "Neither shalt thou bear false witness against thy neighbor." Let's go to this one. Deuteronomy 19 in verse 15, one witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity. So she would have to come with another witness. She would have had to come with to the priest, to the judges. She would have had to come with one of the daughters or some other witness. She can't just come. You can't just come to the Lord or to the men of the Lord, with the accusation by yourself. You got to have another brother or another person that saw it too. And that's righteous. That keeps things from spiraling into chaos. Okay, that keeps deceivers and manipulators from having their way. Deuteronomy 19 and 15. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin. In any sin that he sinneth at the mouth of 2 witnesses or at the mouth of 3 witnesses shall the matter be established. You see, if a false witness rise up against any, like this lady, to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before Yahweh, before the priests and the judges which shall be in those days. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witnesses be false and have testified falsely against his brother, then shall they do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So shalt thou put evil away from among you. So, whatever she had planned, which in this society, he probably would have went to jail for life, damn near, But, she would have had to suffer the punishment that she wanted for that man. And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. You see, this order keeps it from becoming a trend from multiple people just popping up and lying, because when they see that witnesses have to be established. When they see all that, first of all, nobody's going to want to try to conspire with 2 or 3 other people to tell the same lie, And if you try to conspire with 2 or 3 other people to tell the same lie, they might give you up. They might tell the truth about what you've been trying to do. So this keeps that chaotic environment from developing. Deuteronomy 19 and 20, and those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no any such evil among you, no more any such evil among you. And thine eye shall not pity, but life shall go for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Let's play this.
We're going to clean up the infection. We're going to tell the truth. Mr. Monzel, in your lie detector test, you were asked, did you have any sexual contact with any of your 3 daughters? You said no. And the lie detector said there was no deception.
Yes, thank God.
How does that feel for you? And that your daughters know it.
Well, I felt they always did know it.
You felt they always did know it. Mm-hmm. And didn't speak it because?
They didn't know no better. They wasn't told no different.
Miss Yvonne took a lie detector test and said, did you make up or exaggerate any stories with the intention to harm Monzel? She responded no, and the answer was deceptive. Then he asked you, did you say something to the effect of, I'm going to make sure you're never happy again? She responded no, and the answer was deceptive. So Miss Yvonne has acknowledged that her story about you.
You see, and when you think about drama within the Negro Latino community, or relationship wise, you think about younger black women, you think about younger Latino women, but these older women, they're no different. Okay, they were just as promiscuous. They were just as big as whores. Like the one dude said, there wasn't a lot of technology around back then, so you don't really know about it. But they were the same way. They were the same demons, man. And this is absolute madness, man. For you to come up with this lie and to teach it to your daughters, they whole damn life. Just to what? Just to make the man's life miserable. Because women want to be men in this society, and pretty much men more and more are trying to be feminine, trying to be women.
Touching your children in a sexual way was not true. Touching your children in a sexual way was not true. So, Miss Yvonne, is there anything that you wanted to say to Mr. Monson?
Now, listen to how this woman react, man. This is the part that made me want to do this video, man. Listen to how she react after she just found out that she's caught red-handed.
Why didn't you fight for him harder if you knew you
Excuse
didn't
me.
do it?
And what is it?
She's still trying to accuse him. She's still trying to act like he did something wrong. Why didn't you fight harder? What do you mean fight harder? I didn't do it in the first place. I told you the first time I didn't do it. That should have been enough. Why didn't you fight harder? See, because women in this society, they have a hard time of dealing with accountability, of taking responsibility for when they fuck up. And when you fuck up, you just say, man, look, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Look, man, I'm trying to do better. Or I might not try to do better. That might just be my prerogative, but I'm sorry I offended you. But in this case, there should have been just a quick apology. You know, that should have been the first thing that came out of her mouth. She should be crying right now, shedding tears. I can't believe I've been teaching these lies to my daughters. What have I done? None of that. None of that. You don't see any of that.
That he could have said that would have made you not believe the lie you were telling. Miss Yvonne, you told the lie. It was a lie, and you told it. And you gotta own it.
I'm sorry. I need you to say that you did not rape your girls. I need to hear it come out your mouth the way I've always heard it, Ma.
I apologize for accusing you of raping them. Please forgive me.
Like I said, he obviously not living according to the ways of Yahweh Shemel Shah. He need to grow his beard. If he can grow hair, he need to grow hair on his head. You know? But this is absolutely crazy.
You don't have to forgive her. You don't have to.
Look at this man. He's trembling. He's shaking because that's how emotional he's getting because of this situation. And he probably pissed off at the way that she came to him after she just been exposed to be the fucking problem. You know? But you look at her body language as compared to his. That's why he about to get the response that he gave.
I cannot accept your apology because it's not sincere. Deep down, I know that you didn't believe that. You knew I had no sexual desires for my children. For 25 years, this thing has broken me. You don't know. It has affected my life in ways I can't even count. The things that you did. This is not no game. This is these children's lives. And it's just a demon.
You see, that's the problem. These women in this society, they don't understand this life is not a game, man. You know, it's not a game, man. Y'all lay down. Y'all get pregnant by these men. The man will want a relationship. The man will want a family. But because the man is not, you know, Rico from Instagram, and he don't have the things that Rico from Instagram have, you sabotage the relationship. You know, you tell him that you want to just co-parent. You tell him that, you know, y'all should be separate because all of these excuses. How is it that you as soon as y'all had a baby, y'all single again? And like I said, a lot of times, see, now the media will try to tell you that it's the men that walk out the women's lives and this and that. But majority of the time, it's the woman's decision to go and be single, to go and be independent. And then they'll go on Instagram and posting about how they're such a strong single woman. This is that feminist that Esau push on y'all, man. Y'all bite that apple, man. They bite that apple. You know? But like he said, her apology wasn't sincere.
This is not no game. This is these children's lives. And it's just a demon.
And it's always about them. When they sabotage the relationship, when they want to be single, well, I just want to do this for my happiness. This is how I feel because, this is just, for me, I have to do what I have to do to make me happy. Well, what about the baby? What about the children? You ever think of that they might need a 2-parent household? You ever think of that? Have you seen the statistics of 2-parent households as opposed to single-parent households? Have you seen how shit turn out? But again,
In you that you need to deal with.
and he said, look, what he say? It's a demon in you. He said it's a demon in you. And that's the truth. That's the truth. First Timothy 5, verse 19. It says, against an elder, receive not an accusation, but before 2 or 3 witnesses. NLT, do not listen to any accusation against an elder unless it is confirmed by 2 or 3 witnesses. Let's go back here to Deuteronomy 19. I just want to go to the Hebrew and then I'm going to close out. Deuteronomy 19. Verse 15. I want to go to that word in the Hebrew for witness. It says Eid. It says witness, testimony, evidence of things. She had no evidence. All she had was her tongue. And that's why the scriptures say about the tongue. Let's go to James 3. James 3. Because when people get emotional, when people get their feelings hurt, the man he might have dealt with another woman. She got offended, so she came up with this lie that when you're angry, when your emotions are running high, sometimes you say things that you might not necessarily feel. But that's a lack of self-control. We shouldn't be doing that. But in this case, she said something that was outrageous. This is James 3:3. Behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. What is that saying? They put something in a horse's mouth, right? And all that thing that you put in his mouth allows you to control his whole body. So if we can control our mouths, our whole body will follow. This is why the scriptures speak about holy conversation. What manner of person ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? I'll get that real quick, just a side note. It said we put bits in the horse's mouth and the whole body follows. That's what the scriptures say. If a man think of himself to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, he deceiveth himself. What did I say I was going to? Shoot, what did I say? Oh, 2 Peter 3 and 11. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, because America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? So we're supposed to be occupied in these holy conversations, in these godly conversations. Let's go here to James 1:26. If any man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue. Why? Because the tongue sets the pace for, your whole body, your whole way of thinking, and what you do. If any man among you seem to be religious and bridleth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. So back to James 3, it said, we put bits in the horses' mouths that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great, are driven of force winds, yet they are turned about with a very small helm. Showing you that though the tongue, well, it's going to say it, whithersoever the governor listeth, even so the tongue is a small member and boast of great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Perfect precept for this situation here, man. Perfect precept. Just because the tongue is a small part of our body, it can do a great deal of damage in our lives. Verse 6, and the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue amongst our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. Hey, so the tongue has brung down kingdoms, man. Tongues have done great damage in people's lives, man, as we saw in that video, man, that woman lying on her husband, you know. And like I said, in the ancient world, man, she more than likely would be put to death. She more than likely would be put to death. And you know, depending on how old the children were, if they were over the age of 12, they were supposed to speak up and tell the truth as well. They have an obligation as well. Now, this is the Hebrew word for witness, is aid. It says witness, testimony, evidence of things. Again, she had no evidence. All she had was her tongue. We read the scriptures about the tongue. Let's go to the word. Let me see what it say for rise up. For false witness shall rise up. The word is quam. Yeah, quam means to arise, rise, stand up, maintain oneself, to be fulfilled, to persist, to confirm, to ratify, to impose. There was another word that I wanted to look at. Testify. Let's go to that word testify. It's I nah. Testify, and it says to answer, respond, to speak, to shout, to answer, respond as a witness, to make an answer, receive an answer, to utter tunefully, pay attention, to respond, by extension, to begin to speak, to give account. You see, so she gave an account that wasn't even true. She gave an account that didn't even happen, man. She just made it up. It says to bear witness. And we know that a false witness shall not go unpunished. We close with that. So, yeah, she would have got it bad in the ancient world, man. And all this madness is going to stop, man. All this vindictive behavior by these women is going to stop. It said, it talk about the woman whose hearts is snares and nets. Let's get that. Ecclesiastes 7:26. It says, and I find more bitter than death. And that man was torn, man. He said that lie, that false accusation had broken him, man. You know? Ecclesiastes 7:26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets. Because you got certain women, their minds, and pretty much to an extent, it's all women, but, pretty much their mind is constantly geared towards making you bend to their will. That's just how it is, because they don't want to obey what was said in Genesis, the 3rd chapter, because of the curses. So their mind is pretty much like always trying to get the man to bend to what they want. That's what it means when it says whose heart is snares and nets. You know, she's always looking to manipulate or trap you. You have women like that. Okay, majority. It says Ecclesiastes 7:26, and I find more bitter than death the woman's whose heart, which is the mind, is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. You see? So she tried to completely enslave that man. And she did enslave that man with that lie. Let's go to that word snares. Siege work, bulwark, hunting implement, a net. You know, to trap you. But it said that the sinner will get her, but the faithful of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will escape her. Proverbs 19:5. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall not escape. Proverbs 19:9. A false witness shall not be unpunished, and he that speaketh lies shall perish. A false witness, Proverbs 21:28. A false witness shall perish, but the man that heareth speaketh constantly. A man that beareth false, Proverbs 25:18. A man that beareth falsely, Salakia, a man that beareth false witness against his neighbor is a maul and a sword and a sharp arrow. Let's go to that word maul. It said a man that beareth false witness is a maul. Let's look it up. Gotta look up the words, right? Can't just be an English only Israelite, right? Like Watchmen for Israel. Maul. To strike, to beat, or bruise with a heavy weapon. So that's pretty much what you're doing to somebody when you're lying on them. You're striking them, you're beating them with a heavy weapon when you're lying on them. It says mace, wooden club, heavy hammer, pierced with a pointed weapon. It says the meaning damaged seriously, mangled, and that's what he said. He said he was broken. He said he was broken. So anyway, I just prayed this was edifying. That was my thoughts when I saw that video. Like I said, it made me hot, so I had to do a lesson. When the spirit hits you, you got to strike while the iron is hot, like the elders say. So with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Lord willing, this is edifying. Brother Yaquam, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.